Alrighty. Alright. That was our second set. We got Skull Crushers next. Alrighty. So we got this, and we'll go into today's topic. um, Today we are going to talk about. I have it written down somewhere. Um, what was it?
That's all members, the is now closed, and the is now closed. We see the Weavers being said, thank you.
Oh, who, like, I guess, like, rejecting a tired mentality. And like, we'll talk about the impact that your mentality when it comes to how much energy you have and like what you're capable of. Like you guys already know my opinion on like um motivation and self-motivation and you know this idea of being someone that is continuously positive. But we're going to talk about more in the sense of like what to do when you feel that you are tired. What to do when you feel that your body in a sense is tired, or your mind and is tired, and how you can sort of take control over what you think you are able to do. Not sorry, not take control over what you think, but take control over the way your body responds to that feeling, the way your body responds to um, being tired. And this will kind of play off of what we talked about yesterday, where we talked about patterns. And a lot of what you're going to be implementing in these intermediate to advanced series is going to take practice. It's not going to be something that you can implement off the get go, or maybe you can, but like it won't be something you can implement uh, with extreme intensity off the get go. It'll have to be something you slowly uh, include in your training. So we got this set. We already did a set before this. So we got this set. We'll go do some bicep curls, and we'll start talking about our topic over there. My headphones fell right in between me and my bench, bro. You gotta be joking me. Okay. That was like the worst luck ever. All right. Let's go do some bicep curls. Alrighty. So I think first and foremost, I would like to talk about um sort of um how do we want to start this? Okay. So first and foremost, I want to make this idea known that what you think largely is going to impact what you think about yourself in moments where you are tired is largely going to impact how you perform. Um and this is in no way to say that you can't have bad days. This is in no way to say that your effort is going to look consistent throughout the whole, you know, throughout the whole lifting journey that you have, because you are going to have days where you're going to feel tired. You are going to have days where you may not want to go to the gym. You're going to have days where you may not feel strong. You know, your body may be maybe tired. It's like it's been put through the ringer and it's just not cooperating with what you're trying to do. And those days are perfectly fine. Um, we are more so talking about this idea of uh disciplining your mind in the sense that you are not allowing your thoughts to determine the outcome of what you're trying to do. A lot of times people stop themselves from accomplishing things or stop themselves from putting in effort just because of the way their mind is, just because of the way their thoughts are set. And if we can learn to stop those thoughts before they take root, stop those habits before they take root, we can set ourselves up for we can set ourselves up to be more consistent, not only effort wise, but consistent in the ability to overpower what our body wants to do. Think about it in the sense of like diet. A lot of dieting down is telling your body no, right? It's telling your body that yes, okay, we're hungry, but I have the discipline in myself to say, I understand that I'm hungry, but those thoughts are not going to determine whether or not I cheat on my diet, right? Those thoughts of maybe having a cheat meal or going off plan are not going to push me towards this action of maybe being as maybe not putting as much effort into my diet as I know I can. And the same thing can apply to your, to your gym workouts and your workout plans. You're going to have days where mentally you are tired, and you'll be surprised how often that form of tiredness is going to be something that is purely in your head. Um, I cannot count how many times I have been under a weight or I have been, mid set. And because I tell myself two more, one more, my body decides to almost like run its own little analysis and go, wait a second, we're not actually as tired as we think we are. And so I'll get those 1 to 2 reps more than I think I had. Um, or sometimes it'll be through someone else, right? Someone else will tell you two more, and you don't, maybe you had a set number um in your head when you were going into the set, and then you end up doing more than you thought you were going to, right? Simply because someone else put that idea into your head. Um, So we have to understand how impactful our thoughts are going to be, especially when it comes to your drive and your willingness to put an effort in. Your thoughts are going to be something that allow you to push past what you normally think you're capable of. And being tired isn't necessarily something that's bad, right? Obviously, you're going to have scenarios where, uh, maybe your day was long, or you're just coming off work, or maybe you had a long day at school, and your body's or your mind is just mentally exhausted, and you really just don't want to go. However, the best, I guess, like as we transition into this thing where it's going to be intermediate and advanced, and we are trying to venture towards being the best we can possibly be at this, we have to understand that the best people are the people that are going to be able to separate the day that's outside of the gym and the gym, right? The best people are going to be able to separate those two things and say, outside, I am not going to allow, I'm going to have the discipline to not allow the outside scenarios, or I guess like the circumstances that are afflicting me outside, to affect what I do in here. Because this is what's when I come into the gym, this is what I'm focused on. Not everything out there, not maybe the thoughts that are plaguing me or the things that are, making me feel tired, but I am focused on what I'm trying to achieve in this moment, in this area of my life right now. And just that manner of thinking is enough to allow your body to tap into maybe reserves you may not have thought were there. Um, so yeah. So hopefully it's a little bit more of a perspective thing for you guys. And this isn't like I said, this is in no way something that you are going to be able to implement immediately. It is very, very difficult to overpower thoughts, especially if you're someone that has those moments often, and you've developed that habit of letting your mind basically tell you what to do. um it's going to be very hard to break that habit because you're very you're set in your ways. Like I told you guys yesterday, your body is a creature of habit, right? It's going to learn what you continuously give it. So if you are someone that's continuously, not putting yourself down, but like continuously telling yourself, "Oh, I'm tired, so my effort's just going to be bad," and you're giving yourself that out, you're going to be someone that just naturally wants to take that out every single time. Rather than, be that person that says, "Yes, I'm tired, but I'm not going to let that, I'm not going to let those thoughts determine my effort when I go to the gym." Um, So it is going to take practice. In no way am I saying that it's going to happen immediately. But like I said in previous episodes, progress is something that isn't immediate. Progress is something that happens over long periods of time, um, over months and maybe even years. And uh, I think something to keep in mind when it comes to especially this is discipline in your mind is something that is developed and can keep being developed almost like infinitely. You can always improve how disciplined you are being. Um, it's only just kind of like a matter of whether or not you want to do it, whether or not you're willing to put in the effort that comes with being that disciplined. So don't in any way think that you're behind just because some people are better at it than you than others, or some people. Yeah, don't think that you're behind simply because some people are better at it than you in this moment. Right? You have all this time, essentially your entire life, to determine or not determine, but like to work on how disciplined you're going to be, especially when it comes to your mind and your mindset. Um, but understand that it does take time. Don't rush the process, and then in turn uh produce uh mediocre results simply because you want to be the person that's seen as disciplined. No, take the time to actually understand what weaknesses you have, how how maybe you respond to certain things, because everyone responds to motivation in different ways, right? So like for me, a phrase that I a phrase that I always repeat, especially when I'm tired, is "it's all in your head." And a lot of times that kind of snaps me out of it. where I'm like, wait a second, like my mind isn't in control of the outcome. It's me as a person. I am responsible for the outcome that happens when I go to the gym. And so I cannot allow that thought process to really take root and determine what I'm going to do. And so, maybe it's something different for you guys where maybe it's um, you know, reminding yourself of the reason you started. Maybe it's uh reminding yourself of the goal, right? Reminding yourself of where you want to be. Maybe it's uh trying to become like someone that inspires you. All these things are, valid ways to kind of remove yourself from that thought process of, oh, I'm feeling down or I'm feeling tired, and trying your best to, like, recenter yourself or reposition yourself mentally so that when you come to the gym, you're not, half-assing your effort because you decided to take an excuse before you even got here. So hopefully that's helpful. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we go to tricep pushdowns, but that's like majority of the topic. So it's not happening. Alrighty. I'm off camera. Ready. Warm up, top set. I'll do one more off camera. I'm not, I think I'm gonna be stuck here for quite some time until I, like, my nervous system adapts to it, or probably just until I do some more volume with it. So, all right, one more off camera. Alrighty, we're gonna have to kind of rush things now because it is late and I need to get home. But we got two. We're gonna just do two exercises and then we gotta go. Alright, more off camera. So hopefully, I don't want you guys to misunderstand what I'm saying. Hold on. Let me remove this. Hopefully, you guys don't misunderstand when I say that you're going to have to implement it slowly. Or sorry, no. When I say that like you can't let those thoughts take root, in no way am I saying that it is not okay for your body to be tired. Even I have days where I have trained and I have to forcibly lower the weight. Why? Because my body lets me know beforehand, well, not beforehand, but like during the workout that like I'm tired. My body is just tired. My nervous system is tired and it requires a reset. And that is okay. All we are trying to do when we're talking about this and like mentality is we're trying to almost, I guess, like reduce the amount of excuses we give ourselves when it comes to training and reduce the amount of leeway we give ourselves when it comes to our discipline. And that's it. It has nothing to do with, you know, health or not health. It has nothing to do with like, uh, this concept of like overtraining or like maybe putting your body in the ringer just because like, you know, for the sake of wanting to look more disciplined. Like, no, you have to listen to your body. It honestly requires more discipline to listen to your body and, you know, give yourself the rest that you need than just to like push yourself no matter what. And like end up winding up injured. And like end up injured because you decided you wanted to look a certain way, you know, because your pride is a certain way. So my wrist again. Why? All right. Oh, one more off camera. Ow. Alrighty. This is how we're looking today. Hopefully, this is helpful. If it was, please drop a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.